So when I was a kid in the 90s, I read all the off-road magazines, and that's what inspired me to solid axle swap my 1988 F-150 two-wheel drive pickup and try to turn it into a big, off-road truck. And now that I'm 40 years old, I'm tired of climbing in that. And I remember old guys telling me, when you're older, you're not going to want your truck loud as fuck and 10 feet in the air. So what I'm doing is I have shortened a Super Duty chassis, so I get a 2008 F250 twin I-beam because, right? Why would you want the twin I-beam if you solid axle swap your truck? Don't worry about it, okay? When you get old, you'll put your muffler back on. You're not going to want to paint all your interior pieces yellow and shit. And you're going to appreciate a smooth ride. So what we've done is we've cut 47 inches out of the Super Duty chassis. So it's hard to see on the lift. It looks really silly outside because it's only a 117-inch wheelbase. It's basically the same wheelbase as a short bed regular cab pickup, but it's an F250. So it's the only way you can get twin I-beams with a modern chassis because all the F-150s are like basically made like cars, and they also have that wet timing belt shit. That is retarded, if you're allowed to say that. But anyway, we got a 250 chassis so we can have a modern chassis to put the F-150 on, which is back there, right there, and it's got, a 1-ton axle and all this like homemade suspension that I made. And if you're like one of the 10 people that's watched my channel, you'll remember about 20 years ago or 15 years ago, I put the Cummins in this truck. It's got a 91 and a half, so it's intercooled. But yeah, it's like a first gen Cummins 5.9 ISB, or not an ISB, a B series. But it's cool, and we'll probably keep the chassis and put maybe one of these Mustangs on it or something else. But like, since I can't and I won't pay $100,000 for a current new pickup truck, we're just gonna take my first truck ever and make it. It needs a 20-year redo. It's already got a 5.9. I've got an NV 4500 for it, so I'll have an all mechanical, 12 valve that's already there. Very easy to move over to new chassis. Brand new NV 4500. And then the other reason I'm doing this is this truck, the reason I did this shit in the first place is I got the front axle for free because the pinion bearing was spun. So the way I dealt with that is I just like drilled holes around the outer pinion race and then tack welded through the holes to keep it there. It worked. But I'm over that because it's got 14 gears. And if you have a first gen 5.9 and a 5-speed in 14 gears, you're like screaming trying to keep up with traffic, because now that everybody drives 100 miles an hour everywhere, that doesn't cut it. So we have to go to 373 ratio, which is what was in this yellow truck, which was the donor for the chassis. I also thought about putting the 08 Super Duty extended cab body on the lifted F-150 chassis, so it'd be like super short, buggy short. We'll see. But anyway, that is the case for twin I-beams. If you know how to align them, like if I didn't work at a shop with an alignment machine, I wouldn't be as like, yay, let's go align a twin I-beam forward. But I do, so we will. So I'm not afraid. So yes, I want twin I-beams, and I want four-wheel disc brakes and all the modern shit. So all your whatever year current 8 by whatever this now is, 170 or whatever, wheels will fit. So if I want to put 2025 Tremor wheels on my F-150, I can, because they'll bolt on, which is another cool thing. But yeah, thought I would actually do a truck video since I am a mechanic and this is my thing I'm doing in my free time, which I don't have a lot of. But yeah, this is my 117-inch wheelbase F250 Super Duty chassis. It's fun to chop that up and weld back together. It's a lot easier if you have a professional automotive lift at your home like this. The only other time I've shortened a chassis was when I was like 19, and it was a Isuzu pickup chassis, so I could put a Honda Civic body on top of it, because that was a smart idea back then. Ruined a beautiful 86 Civic hatchback, so I could put a V8 in it and put it in a car show. But yes, dude, I made a truck video. Oh, and then I guess if I had remembered to go buy welding wire this week, I'd be welding it back more. But anyway, yeah, that's a 15-year update on the F-150 status for my friends in Australia that many years ago I talked to them on the Australian Ford forums, and I was like, can you send me some of those stupid headlights y'all have on the F-150s, because we don't have those here, and I think that's neat. Dumb nerd shit like that. But yes, F-150 is going back to two-wheel drive, old man status. And then I'm going to put a real paint job on it and stop driving around like I'm 24.